Okay, on page 191, we have skills practice, and it says read each problem and complete the task. Number 1 says identify the table that does not represent a function. Use the definition of a function to explain why this table does not represent a function. And they're messing with us a little bit here, but we can do this. This time the table of values runs this way. Okay. So let's go ahead. This is A. And we have 4 columns and then a label. You do it this way. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have this going this way. Domain. And range. We're used to tables that look like this one. But nothing's changed here. This is your X set and this is your Y set. And here are the values. Let's go ahead and fill this in, and then we will decide if we have a function or not. Now remember, in order to have a function, you can have no duplicates in the X category. And we don't. Those are all unique X values. So we have no duplicates here. So yes, this is a function. A is a function. It also happens to be 1-to-1 because all of the Y values are different. So we can say that this is a 1-to-1 function. All right, here comes table B. So let's draw another one. Doesn't matter if it's going up and down or side to side. The rules do not change. Whoa, that was not a straight line. So here is domain, which is our X category. And then range is our Y category. And we have -1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 2, 0. So determine function. You look at the X row, at the domain. There can be no duplicates in the domain. And there are no duplicates in the domain. So yes, this is a function. It is not 1-to-1 because the Y values are all the same. So it is a function, but it's not a 1-to-1 function. But all we're looking for is whether or not it's a function. Okay, here comes C. Let's draw the table. I should have drawn this one, but you're drawing it with me, so. Boy, I'm batting 1,000 on those straight lines, aren't I? Domain. Range. And here are the values. -1, -1, 0, 0, -1, 1, 2, 2. So to determine whether it's a function, you look at the domain. And we have a violation of the function rule right here. We have this x value and this x value are the same. So this is not a function because they're duplicated right there. So this one is not a function. Okay, let's go ahead and do D just for practice. And sometimes in this book we have 2 correct answers, so we'll see. So you put your domain in and your range in. And we have -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, -1, 2, -2. And to test for a function, you're going to look at the domain. You cannot have duplicates. There are no duplicates. So this is a function. Is it 1 to 1? So to determine that answer, we look at the range. There are no duplicates in the range, so this one is a 1 to 1 function. So the question was to identify the table that does not represent a function. That's going to be table C. And why? We said it right there. There is an x value that is duplicated. You cannot duplicate x's. Number 2, explain why the vertical line test can be used to determine whether a graph represents a function. I'm just going to piggyback on what we just did. So let's draw an example to work with. And for this one, I'm going to draw this type of graph. I want it to be straight though, because that will affect the graphing. So this is clearly not a function because it fails the vertical line test. If I draw a vertical line right down through here, we have a point of intersection here and a point of intersection here. The reason we have that is because, for example, this is at -2, 2. This is at -2, -3. But look what we just did. We duplicated an x value. And that's going to be true with any vertical line. If the vertical line passes through 2 points, it means that the x value is used twice. So we would have to say that the vertical line test, let's see how to word it. A graph that does not pass the vertical line test has at least one x value that is duplicated. And that will always be true. This is a theory question. These were always hard for me. But any graph that fails the vertical line test has at least one x value that is duplicated. This one happens to have more than one. Let me change colors and I'll show you what I mean. What if I put a vertical line right here? So you've got this point and this point. This is at negative 1, 1. This is at negative 1, negative 2. But that negative 1 is duplicated. So it's failing the vertical line test because of that. Because the negative 1 is duplicated, it does not pass the vertical line test. So this is not a function because it violates the vertical line test.